I'll get to someday.
Now you have me. I balanced that for you now.
Yeah, you are. A little balance. Real quick, you got your ass knocked off of Twitter. We all know
Oh my
that
God.
you got a mouth both on real life, in person, and social media. As we get past your former boyfriend, because we're putting that in the rearview mirror, we decided that we're not looking at it. We're moving on. Monty and the Petro show. But the one thing I do want to cover, there's a podcaster that you mentioned to me that you actually listen to his show, Anthony DeBlasi. He goes by the name of Don Tony. Now, I'll personally tell you, I think he's a pretty good podcaster. He does a good job. He knows wrestling much more than I do, that's for
he
sure.
does too when he might have the proper information given to him, but that's just me.
Well, you know, talking about this, he's certainly on team Misha Montana, right? She went on his show, and that's where he's rolling. And I'm on team Petro, right? I mean, that's just the way it is, right? But
No, but I feel like even when you did my interview, you didn't do any favoritism with the questions. I mean, the one thing, one of my friends was watching it, and she was like, I can't believe he would ask you that. Like, that makes you look like such a bad parent. I'm like, no, he asked me, okay, you're a single mom. Who the fuck's watching your kids when you're, like, with your boyfriend?
yeah,
That's a legitimate thing. Like, yeah, it doesn't make me look like the parent of the year, but that's not favoring me. And that's where I feel that you may be team me now, but you were asking genuine questions. You weren't asking questions that would make me look better in the public eye. And that's where you differ from him. He was up that girl's alien vagina, kissing ass, schmoozing to just get a foot in the door with a WWE wrestler. So that's where I don't feel like he is a great at reporting things, because it's a biased, blind opinion instead of just generally being like, hey, this may be an ugly question, but what about these girls? How do you feel about them? Or, you know, why are you having an opinion on something that you physically weren't there for? Why not just opinion your thoughts and views and your experience on what you've been through with Matt? So I don't like him.
no, you know what? That's a good point. You know, when you came on the show, like any guest that comes on, I'm going to ask the question, the real type of questions, and if you want to answer them, you answer. If you don't, you don't. I certainly wasn't headhunting you on the interview. I just had an actual question.
No, but you weren't holding back.
No,
just asking blatant. Sometimes that put a light on me. It did. It make people like, oh yeah, where were your kids? You know, like, but that's a genuine question.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an honest, like, no bias, no sides, no like favoritism question. Where that's just one example, but you did a couple of them. You both did, and that's what I respected about you.
Well, that I appreciate that, and we respected that you answered it honestly too, which was fantastic.